Hey guys, welcome back to PQF Academy. As always, thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing the previous video and all of the other videos also. Just want to ask a question. You guys see anything new? Y'all see I see something new? Do you guys see something new? My wife got me this hat for Christmas. Thank you, baby. I love it. But let's go ahead and talk about something, okay? So I want to talk about the bag that we're going to make, right? It's more of I like to call it like a hobo bag, I guess. I think that's the correct term, but it's like a more of a curved type bag. Um, a curved type hobo bag, because every time I look up hobo bag, I see this bag, but I see it in a different type of way. So I'm gonna assume the curve is what makes it hobo. So that's the bag that we're gonna be creating today. Also, I want to thank Bura Pink for sending me the video of the items that you have. I mean, sending me the video of the stuff you made, the bags you made. Here they go, people. Thank you for that. I do want everybody else to do the same thing. Send me your bags. Send me what you're making. I appreciate it. It goes to show me that you guys are loving the content. You guys are actually trying it out. Thank you so much once again, Bura Pink. I might be saying your name completely wrong. Please forgive me, but thanks once again. Anybody that sends me a bag, I will showcase it on here and give you a shout out also. Also, don't forget to comment below if if there's any type of suggestions you have or you want to see something. I can make a video, and we will do so. Now, I am gonna let you know, I am going to do it once this series is over. We do have a few more bags for this series, and then we're gonna move on to something else. I'm gonna actually show you a little another trick when it comes to making these bags and things of that nature, especially with using the pattern that we're using. Okay, so once again, if you have made any of your bags, please send it to me. You can either send it to me via Instagram at PQF Academy on Instagram, or you can send it to my email address, which is pqffashion@gmail.com. Once again, that is pqffashion@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and get started on today's bag. Well, not today's bag, but today's pattern. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the main body of the bag first. So this portion it's almost the same, but hey, different measurements. So we're gonna go. It's 15 high by 16 long. All right. So we're gonna trace that out. 15 high by 16 long. Get that straightened up. All right. Oh, that's 15 and a half. Sorry. Alright, so we got that evened out. Alright, 16 long. The width is 16. And the height of the bag is 15. Alright. So, 16 here. 15. Alright, now, what I want you to do, I want you to find, you're going to have to find the middle of the bag, all right? So, the middle of the bag, 16 inches in the middle is 8, all right? So we find the middle. It's right there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put a mark right there for the middle. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come down here, and we're going to come down about 4 inches. All right. And come down here about 4 inches. All right. So I have that down there 4 inches. Now, What I'm also going to do, I'm going to come in right here on the corner about 2.5 inches right here. Right, I'm gonna make a mark right here about 2.5 inches. Okay. So what I want to go ahead and do, I want to go ahead and get a plate. I'm gonna go to where the 4-inch mark is at. Okay. Hopefully that plate is in the middle, and you know it's in the middle. You can see that it's in the middle. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and just trace the plate. All right. Now, as you can see, all we're doing right now is working on one side. Okay. Now, as you can see, my mark is right here where I went into 2.5 inches. Right. So I'm gonna put right here 2.5 or 2.5, however you want to do it. Right. 2.5 is right here. As you can see, my mark is right here, and this does not hit. Because what I want to do, I don't want this to be such a nice roundness. I want it to, you know, curve out just a little bit, okay? I'm going to stop the video real quick and go get my French ruler, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Now, I think I said this is a French ruler. I think it's more of a curved ruler, if anything. So now what I'm going to do, I want this to come out just a little bit, so I'm going to line this to the best of my ability on how I want to. All right, so I think that's good right there for me, or maybe more of, let's see, more of this, maybe? Nah, I don't like that. So you can just decide on how you want this curve to actually come out. Do you want it to, if you want this to come out a little bit more, or, you know, be a little bit more. See, I like that right there. So what I'm going to do, nah, I don't like that. Let me see. No, I don't like that either. This is the one thing that's going to always, you know, get you a little bit, is trying to figure out how you want this portion to be. How do you want that curve to be? Do you want that curve to come in? Or do you see something? One thing I like to say, if you can, take a pencil to this. All right? Take a pencil and then go ahead and just draw. I'm going to do a light drawing. Now, see, as you can see, that's kind of too straight right there. So I need a little bit more of a curve. I think that's perfect right there for me. Yeah, I think that's good right there. I'm just going to go ahead and connect. Go ahead and connect the rest of it right there. Yeah, that's good right there. Get that to come out to about here. All right. So now for the corner. So once again, get your French ruler. I'm not going to tell you any type of measurements when it comes to here, when come to doing this, because I want you to do that on your own. This is one of those things where, like I said, you take a pencil to do this and you figure it out that way. Also, if you're not sure when you go to make this bag, you can also make this with muslin, or you can actually get a cheap fabric. You know, you can go like to, I think Walmart, they have like sometimes $2 selections, and you don't have to put any type of muslin on it. I mean, not muslin, any type of interfacing or nothing. Just go ahead and make it, and then go from there. And then if you like the way the curvature is and things of that nature, then you'll go ahead and take that and then push it and move it onto the main fabric that you like. So that's what I would do if I was you guys. Me personally, I kind of like doing it this way. I'm a little bit of a risk taker. But it's one of those things where you can, it's a live-learn situation type thing too. That's one thing about bag making. You are going to live and learn. There's going to be some times where you're going to mess up and things of that nature. So also what we're going to do right here is going to be about 1.5 for our corner. we're gonna do 1.5. Now, like I said, as you've seen, all I did was one side of this bag. And the reason why I only did one side of this bag as far as drawing everything is because I want this to be super symmetrical. So when I cut this out, this is going to be, I'm going to fold this. I'm going to cut everything from the fold, all right? So that's how I'm going to cut this out. So we have another piece that we have to do. Now, it is going to be, we're going to do the lining and everything else, but we do have a facing that we're going to do. And the facing is going to be just like this, okay? The facing is going to be just like this. All right, so it's almost like you're going to have to replicate it, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this when we get this cut, once we get this cut out, okay? But we're going to draw some more pieces and we're going to go from there, all right? So, we have our lining. We have to do our lining. So the lining needs to be 16 across. So we may actually have to get different paper, or no, we can actually turn this, because I'm the type of person that don't like to do that. So it's going to be 5.5 inches high, the lining. And then this right here is going to be, you can mark this as your main body piece exterior. All right. So this is my lining, is 16 inches long by 5.5 high. Actually, I lied. This is what I just did. I completely messed up. I fouled up. I apologize. It actually should be 10.5 inches. I was thinking and talking about the facing. That's what I was just drawing. We're not drawing that just yet. So forgive me. I apologize. So what we're just going to do, that same line I like to do since I messed up, is I'm going to cross this line out. This right here lets me know don't cut. All right. I'm going to put X's on this line. So don't. And I can put don't cut. Now, so this is actually going to be, the lining is actually 10.5 inches high, 16 wide, okay? 10.5 by 16. And I apologize for that, people. But hey, we make mistakes even when creating a pattern. And I'm not going to flake on that. You're going to see that I made a mistake. So we go 16. So only thing, actually, it should just help you extend 10.5. That line you just created, it should just nothing but extend on the side, basically. So 16 long by 10.5 high. Now we have to do our corners, which are 1.5. Same as the corners for the outside, for the exteriors. It's going to be the same corners for this. Okay, so I'm going to mark 16 by 10.5, or however you decide you want to do it. 10.5, 10.5, or 10.5. Regardless, it's still 10.5, right? And then we can go ahead and put lining. I know this is going to be my lining pieces. I want to make sure I mark that. So now we're going to do a tab. We're going to do new tabs, all right? So this isn't the tab, because we're not doing the tab that we normally do. So it's going to be a different tab. So we're going to do, this tab is actually going to be about 6 inches high to 6 inches long, all right? So it's going to be 6 and 6. And that's perfect because it fits right up against the, it goes right up against the other piece. So we don't actually have to use so much. So it's just 6 and 6 right there. Boom. Lines right up. That was the plate that fell. So 6, 6, and tab. All right. Now we need a strap, which is going to be 19 long and 6 high. So what I'm going to do so I don't have to use so much, because it looks like the 6 goes right up against, once again, go right up against everything. So when I go to cut it out, it should be fine. I should be, you know what? It might not be good, because it looks like this portion of it is actually a little bit higher. So I do know that we do need, I believe the closure is 6 inches high. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and set this one off to the side, and we're going to get a new piece of poster board paper. Piece of poster board paper. I hate that I had to get a whole new piece of poster board paper, but hey, that means I use my other scraps that I had from cutting out other patterns. So we were doing the strap, because we did the tab, so we're going to do the strap, okay? Now, the strap is going to be 19 inches long to 6 high. $19. $6 high. So, hey, we mark it 19, 6, and strap. Now we do have a closure that we're going to do. So I'm gonna keep these connected. So I'm gonna go 6 up. So I'm gonna just basically draw over, basically just keep these good right here. So basically it's technically gonna be 12. And it is 14 inches, 14 and a half inches. It's going to be our closure. So 14 and a half is going to be the closure. And I'm going to use this line as my, so 14 and a half. By 6, and this is going to be our closure. Hopefully I spelled that right, because I always tend to spell stuff wrong, but I think I spelled that right. So the closure is 14 and a half by 6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these patterns out, and then what we're going to do, we're also going to cut out our facing. Now the biggest thing, when we get there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and cut out all of the patterns, and then I'll meet you back here, because we're going to trace our main body piece, but we're going to do it in a certain type of way, okay? All right, be right back. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out. So this is my main piece that I have cut out. As you can see, I still have the lines that were right there that we once did, because I folded it in half. As you can see, there's a crease right here down the middle. I folded it in half. Now, remember, I said that the facing, right, is 5.5 inches up. So what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to go to 5.5 inches on this piece of paper right here, right? Five and a half. So it's I know on the bottom part it's right there 5, and then up here I'm just going to draw a dot, or I could draw a line, however you decide you want to do it, right? So I drew a line right there. You can't really see it right there, so I drew a line. Now on this portion of it, on my actual, my main body pattern, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to go here 5.5 inches, so I know it's here. And what I'm going to do here is mark the 5.5 inch mark right there. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to take and put this here. Line this up right here onto the side. Line this up. Make sure that this is straight. And as you can see, this marking right here matches right around here. So I'm going to go here. It's there. So it's 5.5 inches. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just trace this. That's all that I'm going to do. I'm going to trace my facing. It's a lot easier than us actually having to go through the pain point of the French ruler or the curve ruler. I think I'm gonna call it a curve ruler because I think it's called a French ruler, but I'm not really sure. I might be saying it wrong, but all right. So right there, I have my facing. And I'll just go ahead and call it the facing. Now I'll go ahead and cut this out, and then I'll meet you back face to face. Okay, so we have our pattern all drawn out. Everything is up, well, not drawn out. We have everything cut out. As you can see, we have our main body, which is also, you know, we have our facing portion cut out also. So as you can see, they're symmetrical. As far as this is going to go, because of how we did it. That's why I wanted you to do it that way in order for you to get this like this, because this pattern it's hard, but it's not hard. Okay, but we just want to make sure everything is symmetrical. So you cut this on the fold it, cut it. Also, then you trace it the way that I showed you to trace it. All right, so we have our tab piece, we have our closure piece, we have our strap, and we have our bottom lining piece. Okay, now one thing I didn't tell you how many to cut. There's a reason why I didn't tell you how many to cut, because of how we're going to do it and how I'm going to do this. I still have to play it in my head. I'm not going to sit and lie to you, because I made this bag a couple of times, but I kind of forget a few things. But I do have the instructions written down upstairs in my room, or well, in the computer room in my filing cabinet. So I'm okay with that. So also what I'm not going to tell you guys to do is excuse me, is the closure that we're going to use and the hardware that we're going to use, because I'm still processing that in my head. I do know we're going to use some D-rings or some O-rings, especially maybe some O-rings, maybe some rivets, a particular type of closure, like swivel closure. So you're going to learn all of that. Well, I'm going to tell you all of that when we prepare for the next video, okay? Well, in the beginning of the next video, what we're going to be using, because once again, in my head, I gotta remember some things that were in my head, but I also gotta look at my notes also when I first made this bag. So if you like today's video instructions, please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share, yeah. Also, once again, if you have any bags that you have made, please send it to me. DM me on Instagram. Once again, that's PQF Academy on Instagram. Also, you can email it to me at pqffashion@gmail.com. Once again, that is pqffashion@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for tuning in to PQF Academy.